Imagine a quiet night in the Persian Gulf where the sea is calm and the sky appears empty, yet inside the Combat Information Center of a U.S. Navy destroyer, the atmosphere is tense and focused as radar operators continuously watch glowing screens filled with data and moving symbols, because in modern warfare, the most dangerous threats are often the ones that appear without warning. And suddenly, a sharp alert tone cuts through the room as multiple objects appear on the radar, traveling at extreme speed. Objects moving far faster than any aircraft, and within seconds the system confirms what every operator fears. Ballistic missiles have been launched somewhere across the region, possibly hundreds of kilometers away, and they are heading toward protected areas where American bases, Allied forces, or vital infrastructure sit in the darkness below. And immediately the ship's crew springs into action because missile warfare has changed the nature of global conflict, replacing slow-moving invasions with lightning-fast strikes that can travel across countries and seas in a matter of minutes, leaving defenders with only a small window of time to detect, track, and destroy the threat before impact. And this is exactly the scenario the United States has spent decades preparing for, as countries like Iran invested heavily in missile technology designed to bypass traditional military power by using large numbers of ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones that can be launched quickly and from many different locations, forming an arsenal that analysts believe is one of the largest missile forces in the Middle East, built not only to threaten regional rivals, but also to challenge the advanced military presence of the United States and its allies stationed across the Gulf region. Yet, while missile technology has advanced rapidly, the United States responded by creating one of the most complex and sophisticated defensive networks ever built. A system known as layered missile defense, which does not rely on a single interceptor or a single radar, but instead combines satellites in space, powerful ground-based radars, advanced naval warships, and multiple types of interceptor missiles designed to destroy incoming threats at different stages of their flight, forming a defensive shield that stretches from outer space all the way down to the final seconds before a missile could strike the ground. And everything begins with detection, because the moment a ballistic missile launches, it produces a massive plume of heat and energy that can be detected by specialized infrared satellites orbiting the Earth thousands of kilometers above the planet. Satellites constantly scanning the surface below for the unique heat signature of rocket engines. And when that signature suddenly appears, the system instantly sends an alert to military command centers, meaning that within seconds of launch, operators already know that a missile is in the air, giving them precious time to begin tracking the threat before it approaches its target. And from that moment, the clock begins ticking, because ballistic missiles travel at extraordinary speeds, sometimes exceeding several kilometers per second, meaning they can cross the Persian Gulf in roughly 10 to 15 minutes depending on their range and trajectory. And every second during that short window matters, as powerful radar systems come online to track the incoming object and calculate where it might land, including some of the most advanced radar systems ever built, such as the AN/TPY-2 radar used by the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, commonly known as THAAD, which is capable of tracking small objects at vast distances and distinguishing real warheads from debris or decoys, while at sea, U.S. Navy destroyers equipped with the Aegis Combat System use enormous phased array radars to scan the sky and detect dozens of targets simultaneously, feeding real-time data into sophisticated computers that calculate the missile's trajectory and determine whether it poses a direct threat to defended locations. And once the system confirms that the incoming missile is on a dangerous path, the decision to intercept must be made quickly, because the defensive network operates as a sequence of layers, each designed to give defenders another opportunity to destroy the missile before it reaches the ground, beginning with the highest layer, where interceptors attempt to strike the missile in space during the middle phase of its flight, when the warhead is separated from the rocket booster and travels through the vacuum above the atmosphere. And one of the primary weapons used for this mission is the SM-3 interceptor launched from U.S. Navy ships equipped with the Aegis Ballistic Missile Defense System, a missile designed specifically to leave Earth's atmosphere and collide with its target using pure kinetic energy rather than an explosive warhead, meaning that the interceptor destroys the missile simply by hitting it at incredible speed, creating an impact powerful enough to shatter the warhead into fragments that burn up before reaching the ground, a concept sometimes described as hitting a bullet with another bullet. Except both objects are traveling at thousands of kilometers per hour high above the planet, making it one of the most difficult tasks in modern military engineering. And if the interceptor successfully strikes its target, the threat is eliminated far away from cities, bases, or ships that might otherwise be at risk. But missile defense planners always assume that a single interception attempt might fail because warfare is unpredictable and attackers may launch multiple missiles simultaneously. So the system includes additional layers ready to engage the threat if it survives the first attempt. And this is where THAAD comes into play as the second major defensive ring, positioned at strategic locations across the world to intercept ballistic missiles as they descend back toward Earth during the terminal phase of their flight, with launchers carrying interceptors that race upward to meet the incoming warhead at extremely high altitudes where the collision occurs with devastating force. Again, using hit-to-kill technology that relies on direct impact rather than explosives, ensuring that the warhead is destroyed before it can reach the ground or detonate near its intended target. And the THAAD system works closely with powerful radar units that track the incoming missile continuously and guide the interceptor along its path until the final moments when onboard sensors lock onto the target and guide the missile in a direct collision, creating a defensive shield capable of protecting large areas such as military bases or entire regions from ballistic missile threats. Yet even this powerful system is not considered the final line of defense because military planners understand that a determined attacker might attempt to overwhelm defenses by launching many missiles at once or using different types of weapons designed to confuse radar systems and interceptors. And that is why the last layer of protection comes from the Patriot missile defense system, a battlefield-proven platform that has evolved over decades into the modern Patriot PAC-3 configuration, specifically designed to intercept ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and aircraft within the final moments before impact, protecting critical infrastructure such as airfields, command centers, and populated areas with interceptors that launch rapidly and accelerate toward the incoming threat guided by radar systems that track both the target and the interceptor simultaneously, ensuring that even if earlier interception attempts fail, there is still one final chance to stop the missile before it strikes the ground, and the entire process from detection to interception unfolds at breathtaking speed as sensors, computers, and missile crews coordinate their actions across vast distances, creating a complex ballet of technology and human decision-making that takes place in less time than it takes to watch a short video online. Yet despite the extraordinary sophistication of modern missile defense systems, experts acknowledge that no defense is perfect because a large enough barrage of missiles could potentially overwhelm even the most advanced systems, which is why missile defense is often viewed not only as a shield, but also as a strategic tool designed to discourage attacks in the first place by making potential adversaries question whether their missiles would successfully reach their targets. And this concept of deterrence plays a crucial role in maintaining stability in regions where missile technology continues to spread and evolve, especially as new weapons such as hypersonic glide vehicles and advanced cruise missiles begin to challenge existing defense networks, pushing engineers and military planners to continuously upgrade radar systems, interceptor technology, and command networks to keep pace with the changing nature of modern warfare. And in this silent contest between offensive weapons and defensive shields, the battlefield is no longer defined by trenches or tank formations, but by invisible trajectories crossing the sky at incredible speeds, where a missile launched hundreds of kilometers away can trigger a chain reaction of sensors and interceptors that ultimately determines whether destruction reaches the ground or is stopped high above the earth, turning the sky itself into a battlefield where technology, strategy, and timing decide the outcome in a matter of minutes. And as long as missile technology continues to advance, nations around the world will continue investing in defenses capable of protecting their people and their forces from sudden attack, creating a future where the most important victories may be the ones that happen silently and invisibly far above the clouds, long before the world below even realizes a battle has taken place.